Hello again. So I've made a few videos, haven't uploaded them yet, but they will come soon. Let's start with this after a bit of a hiatus. I've done some talks in Kremenchuk at the Goncharenko Center, and I talked, for example, about my list of life, about how to not worry, not to have regrets, not see problems as problems, and I explain it in a way that's better than what people who give self-help videos or write self-help books, for example, Eckhart Tolle with The Power of Now. I saw a very funny critical review of that book years ago on Amazon. And while preparing for a talk at the Goncharenko Center, one of the later talks, I came across it again, my notes about that, or not really my notes, but my quote of it. And yeah, the problem is that these people cannot explain why it makes sense to not look at problems as problems and to only live in it now and not have regrets, not worry about the future and so on. And that's what I've done differently, but still I found it's difficult to explain, to get people to change their mindset. I will go into that in another video. Let's go a bit about something else. So these are the comments with a video on YouTube of a film called Equilibrium from 2002, and it is posted on a channel from YouTube itself with films, 3 films with advertisements. 177 million subscribers approximately, if I remember correctly. And I've never seen it recommended before, this channel. Why? Perhaps because I can't play them in Firefox, these videos, or at least this one. But I've been able to play it on Brave browser or with Brave browser on Android. But let's go over this, because this is also related to some things I've analyzed. As someone that is diagnosed with schizoid personality disorder, this movie hits different. So this is about people are not supposed to have emotions in this film, the people there in that society. One problem this movie doesn't address is that when you can't feel, it essentially robs you of initiative. People don't realize how much of everything they do every day is driven by the emotions they're able to feel. I actually know it's exactly. For example, when people say that women are emotional and men are rational, logical, that's absolute nonsense. I will go over that with my criticism of Taylor the Fiend. I've analyzed some of his newer videos. I will make a video of that first, then a video with my criticism of some of his older videos. But people generally do not reason logically towards what makes sense. They reason towards what they want. And the reasoning is then even not logical in most cases. It is more throwing out statements that they think support their view. That's mostly what it's like. It's not as bad as, for example, Trump. Trump is like, I call him a zero move ahead thinker. He just does things and then sees what happens. And someone in a video, what was it? Some video from the UK said he was it Times Radio? Yeah, he's like a scientist doing experiments. He tries things. That's absolutely bullshit, because a scientist does something in a repeatable scenario. This real world stuff is not repeatable. You can't say I'm going to set tariffs for products from other countries and then say, oh, okay, let's not do it a few weeks later. The problem is that these countries then start to view you differently. So the situation changes. That means also they're going to look for alternatives, not to rely too much on the USA because it's an unreliable trading partner, and so on. In any case, so it takes away most of your life's motivations. That's logical, because people do what they want. And it's about feelings, desires. So it's completely logical. Thank you for. I think you're right. No, not I think. It's definitely right. People probably don't realize the role that emotion plays in keeping us motivated. Not just motivated, in reasoning. It's not a difficult concept to understand. On the contrary, I just never thought about it. Like that's food for thought. No, not food for thought. Then this comment. So this one is 12 replies from the normal ordering. When I use newest first, then there are suddenly 15. Yes. YouTube thinks it's necessary to protect us from slightly unfriendly comments. Ay. In any case, yeah, but you're not missing anything, really. These two are not, this is also not interesting. Yeah, schizoid with autism, yeah, it's a bit like autism. Not having feelings. Doesn't feel anything at all. Conservatives, yeah. This is not, I'm not a big fan of people, personally. Normies sure seem fragile. I don't know what you're talking about. Autists are the ones who are really problematic, and they get annoyed. I would say more easily than normal people. I know I've been dead inside for 15 long years, and it seems like nothing has transpired. Lord, have mercy on me when I go, estranged from family, broken and alone. That's a sad story, yet this movie always reminds me that I once felt, and for a second I saw a spark of hope. I haven't felt happiness since July 10th, 2010. So what happened then? 2010, what is this guy unscrewing my life? Same, bro, not quite same date, but I don't know the feeling. As I mentioned before, and I also have it in my list of life, and I discussed it in the Goncharenko Centers in talks. You can live without fear, without negative emotions. You change your mindset. It's possible. But people are often not willing to do the effort to get there. Let's see. I took Abilify and a psychotic for a while, but it was awful, super numb, empty, no joy or happiness or anger. Yet numbs things. Thankfully, I quit taking it. Felt quite a bit better. When you can't feel, you're also paralyzed by constant crippling fear. Why? When you can't feel, you shouldn't have fear. Dismantle the notion of how humanity is led by logic. That's not true at all. Humanity is not led by logic, and that's not something new. I knew that I think 20 years ago. In reality, we're all led by emotions, correct? Each, or almost everyone, each and every decision we make, but are super capable of giving those decisions, rational reasoning after the fact. That's not correct way to say it. If you're a truth seeker, and there are very few people who are really truth seekers, then what you want is to find the truth. That's what I want with my website, for example, about bicycling and about any other topic. I want to find out how everything works. I want to find the truth. And decisions are not rational reasoning after the fact that I make. So I'm a truth seeker, and no, it's not true. What you actually then do is you seek to understand yourself and correct yourself, which means not rational reasoning after the fact to make yourself believe or state that what you did is actually correct. No, you seek to correct yourself. That's something we're really missing in society, especially in in politics these days, and in particular the USA, which is completely fucked up society, I would say, with the Democrats and the Republicans. But you see it to a lesser extent in all societies that the left is has good points on certain topics and is insane on other topics. In the right is good on certain topics and insane in the other topics, and they're complementary. And why is that? I'll go into that some other day, some other video. Some medications can bring complete absence of any emotion for a while. It's rather bleak existence. Still pain, hunger, thirst, yeah. Okay, so I will go into possibly my list of life, but a few other topics as well, and dealing with the videos that Taylor the Fiend made. One person made a comment with one of my videos about him, a short video that I made, that, yeah, he's not against marriage, but actually he is. He says he's against marriage, but not in principle. Yeah, what are you talking about? Some theoretical concepts. And of course, marriage is based on society as it was, or it was created when men were the breadwinners in particular, so women were given certain protections. And that sort of needs to be changed. And I would say feminism is really problematic. It does think about this. Has feminism created a better society for women? I will go into that another time. That's it for now. Bye.